Hello to all my friends out there, and this is Rhoda Stone, the Practical Prepper. I do a couple different shows, and they say, well, you know, that's not really good for your feed. Well, that's okay. I don't care about my feed. The people who are supposed to find me will find me and stay with me. My followers have been really helpful. Okay, so one of the things I prep is tea. This is regular black tea, the most delicious tea, and green tea, and you can buy these 100 bags for $1. And the reason that I store tea is if something happened, it's going to be better than nothing, and it's cheaper than coffee. I also stock lemon and lime juice. I usually buy 2 of these at a time, because you don't want to run out of vitamin C. And one of the followers made a really good comment one time. I stockpile these little spoons. I buy them at the, for my tea parties. Anyway, one of the followers made this really good comment one time. Oh, and I want to encourage you guys to read the comments. Your stockpile is like a camping trip. You could take the stuff on a camping trip. And I thought, yeah, that's a really good approach to the prepping. And so when we used to go camping in the morning, we would have donuts. We wouldn't have coffee when we were kids, but we would have donuts. So a lot of times I would want to eat donuts. I bought a bear claw a few days ago for $2. That's a lot of money for a bear claw. But you can buy these at Walmart. I think you get 9 for $3, and they're good. They hit the spot. So now I don't, eat donuts out so much. I just get these at Walmart. Another thing I just started stockpiling is granola bars and trail mix. I just bought these two at Dollar Tree just because I'm new to the trail mix, and also I buy Pop-Tarts, and one of the followers left a great message that you could eat Pop-Tarts instead of donuts. So I'm sort of trading my cookies in for donuts and Pop-Tarts for now, and granola bars. So I just bought these at the Dollar Tree. I usually buy 2 when I first start stockpiling. Okay, so this is prepping on the subject of evacuation. Okay, sometimes things happen like big floods. It's time to evacuate. Big fires, it's time to evacuate. Okay, so there could be serious cause for evacuation, and you might even want to evacuate the country. So I watch videos, and this was a great video. He did these great videos, and what he was doing is currency exchange with Canada. And he said, everyone join me, and we're all going to Canada, and we're gonna do this currency exchange, and we're gonna be living good, and ha ha ha, and everybody else, right? Well, his channel was yanked, which was a bummer because I really loved it. But there's a bit of a problem right now with Canada. Okay, somewhere online I heard that northern Washington was cold like Alaska. So I would consider the fact that if the power went out and you were living in one of these icy cold places, it might be not so good. Okay, the other place one could evacuate to is Mexico. Okay, we're probably going to get the wall. The thing about the wall is it keeps people from coming in, but it also will keep people from going out. Also, the wall could be weaponized. Never know. And so one of my ideas was always to go to Chihuahua, Mexico. I'm one of these people, I got to think, oh, in any event of emergency, what would I do? Okay, there was an earthquake in Chihuahua, Mexico. And there was an earthquake recently. It wasn't a huge earthquake, but it was an earthquake in Las Vegas. And then there's earthquakes in San Francisco. And this is crazy. If you take a ruler on a map and you put the ruler on Chihuahua, Mexico, and it'll run straight up to Las Vegas, straight up to San Francisco. So my Chihuahua, Mexico, the reason I thought about Chihuahua, Mexico is not totally out of the question, but the reason I thought of Chihuahua, Mexico is because there's polygamy compounds and Amish compounds down there. And so those people pretty much live off the grid. Okay, and then my idea was, no problem, I'll run to Utah. Well, Utah is icy cold. It's really cold in Utah. And if the power went out, you can survive, but it would be very cold. Okay, now the mid-country is flooded. Nebraska and I think it's Ohio. I forget what other states. So, you know, the fact that places could be flood prone is probably not a good place to evacuate. Probably not. Okay, and then you have to take into the consideration the Colorado River. Okay, generally the Colorado River is, if you've been to the Colorado River, I went, to the Grand Canyon, and I looked down, and way down was the Colorado River. But the way it is kind of indicates possible at one time might have been full of water. So without the Colorado River, here we're kind of like the high desert. Okay, there's tornadoes, there's hurricanes, so there's tornado country. I took this class, Chemistry Connection. And it said some places in the country were virtually uninhabitable before Freon, like Tulsa. I go, yeah. I went there one time, and I had no idea it was so hot. It's like Las Vegas hot, miserable. Okay, then there's hurricanes. Okay, the Gulf of Mexico has been hit by hurricanes, and the East Coast has been hit by hurricanes. Florida is not entirely safe from hurricanes. Earthquakes. Okay, we have earthquakes here on this side of the continent, and I've been in a few, not really bad ones, but they're pretty horrifying when they happen. So, I was glad I got out of the other apartment that always had me nervous. Because in my I saw a big cracked slab going up my stairs, and I thought, wow, if I'm stuck in an earthquake here, it's not going to be good. Okay, fires. We have lots of fires, and I have been, in the day, the fires would be in the back country, and you would have a fire maybe once every 20 years. Well, now they were coming about every 4 years. And one day, during the first fire, I was working in this low-end shop, and in came this guy from Ireland, and he was some kind of scientist, and he was here for studying the fire. On the second fire, I saw him again. I go, wow, these fires are suspect and dangerous. The smoke itself is dangerous. Okay, so you go, okay, maybe I need to evacuate. Okay, one of the things I was looking into was cheap RV living. what if you don't have any gas? So I have pretty much decided cheap RV living is probably not the way to go. I think maybe, okay, here in San Diego County, out towards Buckman Springs, they have cheap trailer parks. And, you know, small trailers can be had pretty cheap, and it's easier to keep your provisions in your trailers. And you can pull your trailers out and around with the truck. Fortunately, I got a truck. So, now I'm thinking if it might be a good idea to maybe buy a small trailer. Other things that could make you want to evacuate is giants. And you might be saying, giants, you're so ridiculous. Well, I'm pretty sure at one time there was giants, because, you know, there was David and Goliath. And I have seen a 7-foot guy. I've seen a 7-foot guy, and he did look incredibly huge. White guy. And the giants, I think, the giants could range from 7 to 10 feet. Where these giants would come from, I don't know, but it's been postulated that they can come up out of the caverns if situations are right. I'm not going to lose sleep over the giants, but it would be cause for evacuation. Okay, pestilence. Pestilence and disease. Okay, I don't think it'd be good to stand your ground in the face of disease. And you might be thinking, well, you're paranoid. Well, my son went to New York City, and their garbage situation is horrifying. I mean, at best, when the garbage situation is good, it's bad. I mean, here, you know, they call us America's cleanest city. That's probably true. Anyway, you know, accumulation of garbage could cause big, huge problems. There is, what I do at night is my phone will feed videos to me, and I watch pretty much everything it feeds me. And there is a video, rats and roaches in prisons, which would make sense because, you know, you're locked up in the prison. When you spray pesticide, you're actually supposed to evacuate the place. As to why they had the rats and the roaches, I don't know. But in the last apartment we had 2 or 3 rats, and I would watch them running to the neighbors. And so one day, and they were elusive too. They're tricky. And so what was coming out of I saw one coming out of was, and he looked like a big white rat, like a pet, but he was much bigger than a pet rat. So I saw him run out of a little hole in, you know, under the sidewalk. And so, you know, if the pestilence are getting bad, if the disease is getting bad, God knows what kind of disease could crop up. If the famines were getting bad so that your life was in danger, you might want to evacuate. So as of now, so the point of this is so, okay, let's say wherever you were was, for whatever reason, unsafe. You would want to say, well, what would I do? Well, at this time now, I have eliminated the cheap RV living. And I'm thinking now the best thing would be a small trailer I could pull with my truck and park it out towards Buckman Springs. They have trailer parks out there cheap. So, okay, that is my chat on evacuation, and God bless you all.